There were 40.
At the time of the grant, but the state is very generous with
I'm good,
how far past the deadline you can get it. So probably another dozen, 2 dozen got it after. And probably another dozen or 2 dozen received it after. So we would have some that received it after.
Let me write, thank you, let me start, come back. So the 40, you think it's gonna be a higher number or a low number?
Oh, higher,
What?
higher.
You think it'll be less than 40 this year?
No, I think this year, it probably doubled.
John Hayden.
You think we might have 80?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Good.
So in terms of, there's a constituent about enacting this, it seems like a reasonable thing to say if we want to see how kind of a year or two of who gets the exemption for the property, so we know how much taxes it issued for the land. Is that a fair response from
Yeah, it would have to be, I mean, what I would suggest, it would be wait till January 1 or just a little bit after, to see how many applicants we've got. Then we'd be able to see, this is what is going to come off the land. This is what dwelling is exempt. This is what land is remaining.
I hereby call this meeting to order today, Tuesday, November 25, 2025, at 6 p.m. in the Aldermanic Chambers. Aldermanic notice. The Tax Abatement Committee will hold a public hearing today in the Aldermanic Chambers at 165 Church Street in New Haven to hear the following items. Item number 1, LM-2025-0612, from Alder Jose Crespo on behalf of Radio Amor Inc., submitting a request for assistance with the tax account numbers 16489 and 52361. Item number 2, LM-2025-0595, order concerning real property taxes of Mariscos El Pescador tax account number 946793. Item number 3, LM-2025-0503, from Joe Williams Anigala, submitting an order of the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account numbers 105-481, 105-556, 108-175, and 107-947. And for committee action only, item number 4, LM-2025-0495, from Hill Housing LLC, submitting a request for assistance with their 2025 grand list assessment. These items are on file and available for public inspection in the Office of Legislative Services at 165 Church Street, per order Honorable Jose Crespo, Chair. In attest, Michael Smart, City Clerk. If you need a disability-related accommodation, please call 3 business days in advance at 203-946-7651, voice, or 203-946-8582, TTY. Public comment or public testimony may be submitted via email or by public testimony at newhavencity.gov before 2 p.m. on the day of the meeting. And the meeting can also be viewed on the Board of Alders YouTube channel. And at this time, I would like to ask my committee members to please introduce themselves, starting with my right.
Alderman Marine, 129 Beaver Hills.
Sarah Miller, Ward 14.
Alder Jose Crespo, Ward 16, Fairhaven, Chair.
Amy Marks, Ward 26.
And I would like to ask for item number 1, whoever's going to represent Radio Amor Inc., please step up and do some housekeeping items. As soon as you come up, state your case, and before you do so, please give your name and address for the record.
Abraham Hernandez, 218 Atwater Street. Here, on behalf of Radio Amor Inc., property at 261 Portage Street in the city of New Haven. I am a member of the advisory board for this organization, served as a general manager for 20 years, from 1995 to 2015. And the property on Portage Street was purchased in 1997. It's been a home of the radio station for the community, a staple in our city and beyond, for the Hispanics, especially in challenging times that we faced. So if I'm allowed, I have the president of the board, Ricky De Jesus, and the CEO of the organization, to see if we can shed more light as to why we're here and why we would like to get some type of support from this committee as far as maybe the purchase. Is that possible?
Of course.
Okay. So Ricky, this is Abraham here on the board. As you heard me, I asked them and they granted me the opportunity for you to share as to what happened with delinquent taxes that we're facing now as an organization.
Thank you, Brother Hernandez. My name is Richard De Jesus. I'm currently the president of the board of Radio Amor, and I've been there for the last 6 years. I can reside in Monroe, Connecticut, 272 East Village Road, Monroe, Connecticut, 06468. We've recently become aware of a discrepancy in our presence as a 501c3 at the city. The city was kind enough to let us know there was a situation with the paperwork. I'm not exactly sure where the discrepancy lies. We filled out the paperwork, we've handed this in. This will be the second time we've handed it in. And we thought it was done properly the first time. There was always a discrepancy somewhere. But we come before you today and we just want to listen to some questions that you might have about the radio hopefully I can answer them as obviously as I possibly can. Let you know that we're a nonprofit in the area, helping the community at large. If there's anything else that you need to know from us, so just ask.
Okay, thank you. And if my understanding is correctly, the paperwork that was filed and provided to the assessor's office is a 501c3 tax exempt status for radio and water. Correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Any questions from the committee members? Alderman Marks.
So you have the 501c3 status, is that correct?
That's correct. We've always been a 501c3 status.
So you have the status, is that correct? You're just stating that you had not shared that status in the city? Am I understanding correctly?
I
No,
believe
we've shared with the city the status, and we've always been a 501c3.
So I just really want to be clear, but who granted the 501c3 status, please? I want to hear from them, please.
Well, the IRS, we have a 501, we're a 501c3 organization. The state of Connecticut also recognizes us as a nonprofit since I want to say 2003. So it's 19. I started in 2005, 2007. So it's been over 20 years. Over 20 years.
So your testimony is that you have your nonprofit status from the federal government and the state government. So can you just clarify what happened with the city, please?
So I believe what the gentleman mentioned was that it was submitted, but of course, I think it was during the pandemic time. There was no really answer as to what happened to the work, but it was resubmitted to the city.
So just, I guess, two follow-up questions. Was the organization receiving a tax bill during this time period?
I believe they did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Speak for the record, I need the question
Yes.
answered, please. So the organization was
yes.
receiving a tax bill, please.
We always, was it the triennial? I think it's every 3 or 4 years. We always submit those documents since we purchased the property in 1997. And for some reason, in 2022, I believe, it states that that document was not filed. President De Jesus has stated that it was filed, but for some reason, there's no documentation of that.
The question I'm asking is, you were getting a tax bill, assuming you were not a not-for-profit, but were you getting a tax bill for the incorrect amount?
No, we were not.
So no tax bill went out?
No, I have not received the tax bill. No, that's correct.
So can you just explain, how did you come to realize that you were accruing this tax and interest, please?
We did get a letter stating that there was a discrepancy, that there was going to be taxes due, and that there was a possibility of forward.
So it's something I'd like to hear from the city, just the history of it, but one more question, please.
Yes.
What else is housed in the property at 261 Port City beyond the radio station, please?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yes.
It's just a building with just a radio station in it?
Yes.
No rental property?
No.
No commercial property?
No.
Thank you for answering the question.
Any more questions? Alderman Ruby.
I'm trying to really get, what is the ask?
Do you want to respond, or I can respond to that?
I didn't hear it.
Okay. What is the ask? The question, what is it that we're asking from them?
The ask is that you would consider the fact that we've been a nonprofit for the last 20 years, that we're a staple of the community, helping in homelessness and other factors in the community, and that you consider this and forgive the discrepancy in taxes for the last 2 quarters.
Okay.
I believe I did that.
Yep.
I do. Was it the last quarter?
Quadrennial.
We're trying
4
to
years.
call it. Okay.
Thank you.
My apologies.
Gracias.
Then, you don't know what it is?
I'm good.
Any more questions?
Just through the chair, can we hear the history from the city of the
Mhm.
communications that were sent?
Sure. Sorry. If you can just state your name and address for the record, please.
Sure. My name is Michael Courtney, and I am the Assistant Assessor for the City of New Haven.
Give me the mic.
So,
Thank you.
according to our records, no quadrennial tax exemption was filed in 2021. For every organization that failed to file in 21, we sent them out notice saying, hey, you failed to file your quadrennial, you're now no longer tax exempt. and they've not filed until today, I believe. No, that's pretty much it with this organization. I can't speak to tax bills because my office doesn't send out the tax bills. But I, knowing how the tax collector's office works, I don't doubt that every year they've sent out the tax bill and the delinquent notices.
The chair, to where would that be being sent to?
No, I don't have the bill, so I don't know.
Through the chair, I'm interested to know about notices that were sent and just to see to where they were sent. It seems as though the president of the board was not aware of them.
Oh, we would send a notice to the last, whatever address we have on record.
I'm just concerned through the chair that it's not being received.
I hear you.
Yeah, and that we have staff that goes to the radio station and works in. We've always been on top of it since we purchased the property. For some reason.
You have an office there with administrative staff?
Right. But when we were aware of it, that's when we started addressing it the last few months. So, wow, we thought it was taken care of by the submission.
There was also some previous mortgage that was, but that might have been the tax paperwork was going to the bank, because we weren't getting it, because we had a mortgage prior.
Can I ask the agenda Courtney? Obviously the interest accrued because things were late, but the tax, had they had nonprofit status, had the nonprofit status been properly registered with the city, what would this tax bill show?
Zero, there wouldn't be one.
Any more questions? Seeing none, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'd like to call item number 2, Mariscos El Pescador. Please step up.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
How are you?
Name and address for the record, please.
Sorry?
Name and address for the record.
Okay,
Have a seat.
sure, thank you. First, my name is Moises Vargas, and it's a property in 369 Grand Avenue.
Okay.
It calls Marisco El Pescador. So the reason, well, my case is regarding about food equipment property taxes.
Say that one more time.
For food equipment property taxes,
Mhm.
I never filed any in the list of that. After I get the big bill, so I came in and filed the real list, because it's a very small place. So then I have a big bill, and they told me that mostly was eater's fee. So I was gonna pay, make arrangement, pay the whole thing, but, and the assessor told me that there's kind of help that I can get, but as long as I file some paperwork or something. So I just figured to come here to see if they can help with some of the issues, because it's about $3,000 total. And I'm more than happy to pay it, but if I can get some kind of help, much better for me. So,
Any questions from the committee? No. Seeing none?
Just through the chair. Did you receive tax bills for this time period?
yes, I did. Not for the new list, no, not yet.
So this is for years 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, I
Did
know.
you receive tax bills for those?
No, what happened, it's a building with about 8 apartments. So we had only mailbox for every single number there. So I went I speak to the post office mail, and he said that he leaves all the mails there. I didn't receive, most of the time I lose the gas company bill and also the UI bill. So maybe for some reason, and I didn't know that I had to file for property taxes for the restaurant. Otherwise, I would find out before, But no, I did not. So finally, I got one about, I don't know, 2 months ago. So that's why I came right away to try to find out and make a partial payment or something. Because it's very small business. So otherwise, I would pay the whole thing once, but I can't. So I'm trying to make some arrangements.
Do you own 369 Grand Avenue?
Well, I own just a small business there, not the building though.
You rent from?
Yes, I do.
I mean, how long have you been in business?
About 8 years.
Okay. And so since 2019 to the present, you have not paid any of your taxes?
Not full equipment property tax, no.
Well, prior to that, in 2018, did you pay those taxes?
I haven't paid any food property tax, food, equipment property taxes, never.
Okay.
So I would like to start paying, but I wasn't aware that I had to pay taxes for the equipment.
Okay.
So I finally filed all the items and the value and gave it to the assessor office, so I could get the right rate. So,
All okay.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. You know, the true only option I see potentially that, you know, you can use for this kind of situation is, a 90-day payment arrangement.
Make arrangements
Yeah, like a 90 days,
and pay the whole thing,
yes,
including the whole interest?
yes, because you got the bills. If you didn't receive the bills, then we understand that, but,
I do have the bills, but the reason I'm here is to see if I can get some kind of help to cut some of my interest down and pay the whole, you know, whatever left over. Because it's more than half of the amount, which is an interest.
I think.
That's the reason I'm here. I don't see what
No, I get that. I do, I receive that. I think that's a real option for this situation. I mean, we can discuss this in deliberation, but I think the 90 days is a good process for you.
So,
Okay.
That's one option.
Thank you, Alderman.
okay. So that's the option that I already know before.
Oh, you did know that?
Well, they have to make, yeah, I mean, they have to pay the whole thing and make arrangements.
Mhm.
But again, the reason I'm here is if I can get some kind of help for the interest, what way I would have paid, you know, so.
Oh, I get that. I mean, you know, with these kind of cases, sometimes if they didn't get the mail, if the mail went to someone else's house or, you know, the mail went, you know, you didn't receive it by the city's error or some sort, then maybe we would like look at grace in reference to the actual, interest, but that's not the case. So what we're trying to say as an option, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to discuss this matter as we vote on it, but I think it would be a good option to make the payments longer.
And to add more clarity.
Someone hit you on that once, that's a lot of money, 2,000 whatever dollars, it's a lot of money.
So that would be just the only option? Make
No.
arrangement and pay?
No, we're gonna talk about it in deliberation.
Oh, great, okay, sure.
So if you were to be granted, did you conclude, Alderman?
Yes, I did, Chair.
Yeah, just so some clarity. So the 90-day period would mean that you won't have to make any payments into the 90 day. You have until the 90 days to make the payment, but you have to pay it in full. So it gives you at least 90 days to come up with the funds.
Okay, that sounds good. Plenty of time to collect the money. And my last question is, the interest will start?
And not necessarily. What will happen is that will be your balance, and then I believe there's a new tax bill already came out, Don?
It includes the January bill.
Okay, yeah, because it is a grant list, so, or not even a grant list, this is a property tax account. So, that means that he would have until theoretically, what, February? March 15th? So it'll give you until March 15 to pay the balance. And currently you have a balance of $2,894.70.
So, I mean, if I can, I'm not gonna wait that long, I'm gonna start making payment then. If I have no other option. Instead of pay the whole thing, I'm sorry?
You're not saying that you don't have another option, what we're saying is, I just threw that out there.
Yeah.
Right? We're gonna discuss this as we move these items, right, to see what that look like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so in the meantime, I have until 3 months to go.
Not yet, because we haven't made that decision.
Oh, okay, that decision.
Yeah,
We
we
have
haven't.
to come back here and speak to someone or just?
No,
like-
No, we're gonna
You'll
do
get
it.
a phone call.
Okay.
Whatever the decision
yes.
is made tonight, you'll receive a phone call from Don by tomorrow,
Great.
and then he'll tell you what will be the,
I already did a mail access for me, so.
yeah. I mean, if you have the capability of paying everything right now, you should. my recommendation is I pay all
I
that.
can't, the only that coming, and I'm going to my country, or to see my mom, so I prefer to use that money for them, to be there. and then-
Granted, but
When
you
they
also,
come back.
you also have a responsibility running a business. And as a business owner, it comes with responsibilities and there's also consequences when you fail to uphold those responsibilities.
Absolutely.
So we can provide you a 90-day grace period if needed, and I believe that would be more than sufficient at this time.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you.
Once again, we're gonna discuss, that's one option.
I thank you for that for now, so
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Any more questions? Questions?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Okay, have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
I'd like to call Joan Williams Anigala to the table. Joan Williams Anigala. I would like to call Joan Williams Anigala. Seeing none? We don't really need to have anyone from Hill Housing LLC. Nevertheless, it was a request for them to no longer be considered at this time, as it will come to us at a later date.
Okay.
So at this time, I'll ask the public if there's any input on any items 1 through 4. Anybody from the public wishing to testify on items 1 through 4? Does anybody from the public wish to testify on items 1 through 4? Al, do we have anyone online or any testimony submitted?
I move we close the public portion.
Second.
The motion has been moved in second. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor to close the public portion of this meeting, please indicate it with an eye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The ayes have it. I hereby close the public portion of this meeting. I will entertain the motion for item number 1.
I move item number 1.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Has been moved in second. Discussion? Alderman Wickey.
Thank you, Chair. Understanding, this radio station really has been in the community for a very long time. It's about that. Like, this is a real thing. I know what they do over there, what they bring to their community. I mean, it's a lot of money. Point blank, right? I don't, I gotta get some help with this, right? And Don is the only one that can do that. Don can explain to me, or this body, the interest from 2024. Like, these numbers are high. Where these numbers come from?
Yeah, bills that are unpaid accumulate interest whenever they're unpaid.
I get.
And because the significant of 60,000+ is what's being questioned, that's a lot.
Yeah, so
Don, if you can state your name and address for the record, please.
Don Hayden, committee staff. The total numbers is the tax bill for the property itself and the personal property. That's why if you look at 2021, the building is at 16,785. The personal property is only 180,12. Because anybody, if you owned a house that was worth, I believe I don't have the exact number, it's probably valued at 300,000. So based on the mill rate, that's what the tax would be. If it was your own house with the same, that's what your tax bill would be. Because of the fact they didn't file back in 2021 when they were supposed to have, they ended up losing their tax exempt status
From the city,
from the city.
not from the state or the federal government.
From the city.
Okay.
Just a point of clarity.
And when I mean tax exempt status, I mean the property's tax exempt status,
Okay.
not the tax exempt status of business radio station. So for each year that they didn't have the tax exempt status, they were billed based on whatever the mill rate was and the value of the property as established by the assessor's office.
Right.
last year, well, this year, back in March, because they hadn't paid the taxes, the tax office initiated foreclosure proceedings.
Okay. And that's,
Have since put on hold pending the court's action.
and that's when,
Now, they did file their M3 today. Historically, the board has forgiven the back taxes based on whether or not the assessor will accept the submitted M3 for next year, because they can't go back,
I get it.
which is why they have to come before the board.
So,
Which is why, which is why I brought my to the table.
so what is M3?
It's the form that's used for submitting to maintain your tax exempt status of your property.
And that has been done in the past to support moving forward and forgiving all taxes, all the back taxes
Because
in-
they had filed,
in the interest,
they were tax exempt.
right?
They did not file the M3 back in 21 when they were supposed to.
Okay,
If they had filed it,
right,
there wouldn't have been any taxes. It would have been zero
I get
each
you.
of those years.
Okay,
And then the next one was due this year, which they
Mhm.
would have filed.
okay,
Because they didn't file it then,
Mhm.
they file it now. It's up to the assessor. If they approve it,
Mhm.
which would become effective for the July 26 tax bills,
Mhm.
which would be nothing at that point. The board would be able to forgive the back taxes because they had failed to file the proper paperwork on time.
Thank you for that historical moment. I get it. I received that.
And Alderman, want to ask the question?
Yeah. Are you gonna grant it to them?
It was only submitted today, so it's probably gonna be one of the last ones looked at because we'll review them. We try to review them in the order that they're received.
Well, what tonight we have to understand, right? 'Cause we gotta make a decision. So,
So Alderman, I think to your point, we can have a favorable outcome by saying that we can move this item pending Mike's final determination or the assessor's office determination.
What will happen is if you approve it, December 15th, which is when it would be voted on, if I received provisional approval of it from the assessor's office, I'll let you know.
okay,
And then you go through. If I don't have the provisional approval, I will let you know. And then the chair can request to the board that it be passed over to January.
okay.
Or if it's not approved, that it be returned to the committee.
Correct.
And then basically the committee would give it leave to withdraw.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don.
Alderman.
Thank you. I was just gonna ask the same question about the approval. I just think it makes sense. Although it is a lot of money, it seems like a pretty straightforward situation if the assessor does approve it. So I would support waiving everything in alignment with what they would have had if their nonprofit status was in place.
Indeed. I take that as well. And given the history of Leomor, they have been a staple for the community, specifically in the Hill section, but it has also trickled down into the Hayden section and other sections of the city. They have, for the last, I'm gonna say 15, 20 years that I've known, I've known Leomor since 1994, when I first came into the US. And if my memory serves me well, some of the first services we received was from Leomor. And I remember that the founding partner, the founding father of this organization being Reverend Armando Hernandez, until my memory goes back for 20 plus years. There's been constant events helping the impoverished, helping with education, disseminating information, COVID awareness, the need for medical, the need to follow up, interpreting for this Hispanic community. I believe at one point it served as a warming center, another point, fuel distribution center at no cost to the city. And they have done this year after year, decade after decade. And they have been a fiscally responsible organization, fiscally responsible to the city and to the residents, which is why I would also recommend the approval of the abatement and the forgiveness of everything in full.
All right, excited.
Additional comments, questions, concerns? Thank you both. All in favor to approve the item number number 1, for the taxes and interest to be forgiven in its entirety, please indicate with an aye. Okay.
Yes, yes. I was gonna do some more, but I was gonna add that whole.
I will withdraw my motion, and I will entertain the motion at the table that you already moved the item. What would you like to do, sir?
No, I wanna echo what you said in reference to everything you said. I want to say it on record that they have been a pillar in this community for a very, very, very long time. And, I support it. There's no two ways about it. I wish that we could have got the answer tonight, but I think Don is waiting for us to get the answer before they move. We're gonna do it in the reverse order that I was trying to get to, but I support it wholeheartedly.
And of course, with the language that it will be contingent upon receiving the provisional approval from the assessor's office that they haven't granted the tax exemption status from the city to forgive everything.
Well, it won't be put in the order, but I will monitor it and I will let you know before the vote, the meeting, that they will vote on it.
Agreed. Does everybody feel comfortable with that?
That's what,
We
yes,
just pass over.
exactly. That's
Correct.
That's basically what I was saying.
Everyone in agreement?
You get it?
All in favor?
Good, good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All in favor indicated with an aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The item passed. Alderman Gate.
I move item second.
Do you hear a second?
Second.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Alderman Gate.
Yeah, I think I want to stick to my suggestion in reference to the 90 days.
Okay.
Right, it's unfortunate, but it wasn't like he didn't receive the bills.
Well, the funny thing about that is that even if you don't receive the bill, you're responsible to understand that you have that obligation.
Yeah.
The city does the courtesy of sending out bills, tax bills, but it's not.
You know how I feel.
Yeah, no, I know you're.
I feel real bad about that.
I do too, but
Unfortunately, the
unfortunately.
city gotta do better and send it to the right address when they make up a mistake and send it to the wrong address. This was not the situation here, right? And, I get it.
Yeah, I am 100% agreeing with you. Alderman Gay. Any comments? Alderman.
I'll just echo, I think the business that didn't pay taxes from 2019 to 2024, at some point, it should have occurred to them to pay taxes, and there's costs to the city to administer all of this, so I think that's what the interest covers, and I think 90 days is an appropriate window.
I would agree. Alderman Marks?
Nothing further.
Okay, Don?
Clarification,
Yes.
what is the motion that Alder Wingate made? I heard the 90 days, but 90 days for what?
To grant them an opportunity to pay the taxes in full.
And you also include the interest?
Correct.
Then you really don't need to vote on it.
Indeed. But I believe,
We just vote on no payment.
Unless you're making a change to anything.
Okay.
It's when he pays for it, it's when he pays for it, it's paying the interest. The only thing you need to make a motion on is if you're reducing the interest, reducing the tax, or.
I do have a question.
go ahead, Alderman Gay. Yes.
So, I'm sorry for my ignorance with this situation here. Does the interest stop if we did grant him 90 days, does it, just in general, right, it's a general question. If we give somebody 90 days to pay off anything, does the interest stop at that particular time?
I understand his question. Does it continue to accumulate further unless we put a complete freeze on it?
It accumulates at 1.5% per month.
Okay,
So you'd be reducing it by roughly 4.5% of the interest.
Okay, all right, so that's good to know, right? Because that person wouldn't get the full,
Because
the interest
it's not
on
a
it.
large amount.
No, I get that, but this is for my general knowledge. This is for, future conversations around the 90 days. If we halt the 90, if we do 90 days.
If you want to freeze the interest, then the order would include that for 90, at the end of 90 days, they would owe X amount of tax, X amount of interest, because we have to be able to give something to the tax office to tell them that is the amount, which is not a hard thing to do.
Right. So this is the full amount.
Yep.
Right? I make a motion, you pay the full amount and give them 90 days to do it.
At 28.94.
Yeah.
With 70 cents.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any other suggestions? Seeing none, all in favor to approve the item to be, at this point, the motion is on the table. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Seeing none, all in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. Wingate?
I make a motion to adjourn.
No, we still have items 3 and 4.
Oh, okay. But they didn't show up.
Item number 3 didn't show up. Item number 4 requested a leave to withdraw.
Okay. So I make a motion on item number 4. Number 3.
And 4.
3 and 4. I make a motion that we give number 4 the leave withdrawal and number 3. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I've been gone for a week.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So you move items 3 and 4.
I move items 3 and 4.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Items 3 and 4 have been moved. Second discussion. So for item number 3, we have provided 3 pieces of correspondence communication to the resident, but they have not showed up. So at this point, we would have to do a leave to withdraw, and then they can reapply in a later date for them to come back.
Okay.
And then, of course, item number 4, they came before us prior.
Yeah.
They're choosing to come at a later date. They don't want to come at this particular meeting. Any questions, concerns, comments? So both items should be leave to withdraw. Okay.
Yeah.
Do all in favor to leave to withdraw items 3 and 4, please indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? That has happened. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
No discussion needed. All in favor to adjourn this meeting, please indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The ayes have it. I hereby adjourn this meeting.
Too big.